IEEE and Institution Innovation Council Ministry of HRD Institute is happy to organize the webinar on innovation thinking. Now I call upon Dr. E. Shiba Person, HOD of EEE Department and Assistant Dean ENT is given the inaugural address. Ma'am, please.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. There are no secrets to success. It is a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Before the welcome address, I would like to give a brief on the EEE department. The Department of EEE was started in the year 1993, offering a BE program in Electrical and Electronics Engineering approved by AICTE and elevated to the status of deemed university in 2003. We are indeed proud to be accredited by NAC in 2017 with A grade scoring 3.31 against 4. At this juncture, I would like to bring to wide light that the EEE department is accredited by NBA and we are also an ISO certified department for procedural functioning. The department has a clear vision to render services continuously to meet the requirements of the changing world in electrical engineering industry by educating the students for a global competition in line with the institution's mission. The department has a decent publication profile with a H index of 15 with citations of 1631. One of the splendid achievements of the EEE department was conducting a certificate course on industrial electronics and instrumentation, which is an iTech training program sponsored by Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. There were 8 international participants from Kenya, Vietnam, and Palestine. The department has rendered consultancy service to the public up to a total of 18 lakhs so far. We have not only conducted STTP for foreigners, our students have attended the same in the following universities abroad, sponsored by the management: Taipei Medical University, Asia University, Taiwan, Sheffield Hallam University, UK, and our students have also participated in the Ironman contest conducted in National Taiwan University and won prizes like Best Presenter Award, Punctuality Award, and World Second Place also. Our students have also participated in the 2 weeks exchange program in Yuanzi University, Taiwan. Based on their performance, they were given 100% scholarship to pursue higher studies. Mr. Suresh Raj is pursuing his MS in Electrical Sciences in Yuanzi University at present. One of our third year student has attended a program in China in Huayan University. The department has a student association named Power Club, and the student community is capable of organizing various hefty events like Nexus, etc., in a professional manner. We also have the IEEE MGR Students chapter through which various technical scale ups have been achieved. Through these associations, a corporate social responsibility program on energy awareness relay has been initiated under which the general public are educated on using energy in a proper manner and save as much as possible. So far, 12 awareness programs were conducted and around 5,000 people have been reached out. Apart from this, ISR on water saving and greening the planet are initiated through the Power Club. Clean energy, clean water, and a hygienic planet are not only the vision of the Power Club, but also nurture the underprivileged younger generation and help them to upgrade in their technical arena. Apart from this, our students are a vibrant part of the ECEL, NewGen IEDC, MSME, etc. Through NewGen IEDC, 3 student projects are incubated and one has received the startup Nidhi from DST to a range of 10 lakhs. In total, the EEE department is one of the best in Dr.M.G.R.IIC Educational and Research Institute and also has global recognition through our excellent alumni who are placed across the world in reputed MNCs like ABB, Siemens, Gamesa, State Electricity Boards, Jindal Steel, BHEL, Adani, BGR Energy, etc. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. J. Arun Kumar, Professor, Biotech Department and Faculty Coordinator, NewGen IEDC, to this particular program. And I also welcome Dr. Shubhashree, Dean, Engineering and Science and IIC Convener. So both of them are going to be the resource persons for this program. And I'm very happy that they have given their time to talk to our students in helping them to think innovatively. I also welcome the dear students and faculty members who have joined to upskill themselves and kindle their spirit of innovation. Welcome, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite Dr. J. Arun Kumar, sir, Associate Professor and Faculty Coordinator of NewGen IEDC, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. The dice is yours, sir. Sir, please.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction and a brief description about the EEE department. And it was my privilege to address to the interested audience, always I can say. And awareness is anytime, anywhere, anybody can get aware of anything. So let us today let us focus on innovation and entrepreneurship. Basically, what is the link between innovation and entrepreneurship? This will be a pretty basic topic that which is very familiar to everyone, but there is a small thread gap is there that we have to really understand how innovation is being related to entrepreneurship. So before going to the topic, I really thank for the department, and I really thank our Director R&D, Dr. Vaidyanathan, who's given a full liberty to work on innovation and entrepreneurship in all aspects. So in all, across all the streams and faculties. So let me go to the presentation. Yep. So, the art of innovation is a part of entrepreneurship. So how it is being interlinked? We've been keep on talking about entrepreneurship and then registration of a companies. All these things are okay, but still, when you want to convert a startup into a successful startup and convert your venture into a successful venture, so you should be innovative. And to be innovative, what are the basic steps one has to follow? That is how we are going to go through. And are we having a sufficient Dr.M.G.R. Educational and Research Institute? Are we having a sufficient platform? Yes. I'll tell you in my slide like what are the other things we have. So basically, this is a topic of objectives of today. Like you will understand the context of innovation, and you know the current aspects of global innovation index. You have to think local and act global. In order to think local, you have to understand what is the sufficient ecosystem we have, entrepreneurial ecosystem, and how we have to compared to the global needs, how we have to explore ourselves, how we have to identify our potentials is really important. And also to make you understand how to be innovative, like customer driven innovation is really important in these days. We are talking about innovation. If you have an innovative product X, you have a technology. If you don't have a customer, no use of it. So in that case, how you want to mold yourself towards customer driven innovation is really important. That I'll give you a few points, okay, to remember how to get the customer driven innovation. And next point is to inculcate the spirit of entrepreneurship within, like you already have the perfect ecosystem, like how our university and the center is providing and your department is providing the spirit of entrepreneurship, like what are the programs that you can able to join in. Okay, that is I'll be telling in the slides. And to particularly motivate about India's ranking in the global innovation, everybody's contribution is important. Don't think that innovation is not innovation only I will develop. Like if you develop and you will file research patent, okay, and if you file a patent and if you commercialize it, then our global innovation index will increase. So India's ranking is depend on you. Okay, that much important the innovation is. So the first one, objective one, what is the context of innovation? Like every time when we talk about content, so context is a complete detail. So many people think that innovation begins with an idea, right? Everybody agree with me. Like when you got an idea, you'll say like it's an innovation. That is absolutely wrong. So what is innovation when it compares to idea in the sense? And innovation is in, starts with a problem statement, which leads to the opportunity. Once you get the opportunity, you have to investigate and you have to come up with an idea which solve the customers needs of the customers. So an idea, a set of viable ideas to solve the problems is called innovation, not an idea. A mere idea is not an innovation. Okay, innovation is all about a set of idea which solve the problem. So innovation is usually commonly described as, a commercially successful exploitation of ideas. It can be a product, it can be a services, it doesn't matter, but still commercially successful exploitation of ideas is said to be an innovation. So design your product based on problem oriented. Many of them will do a small mistake in innovation. What in the sense they will love their solution. They will love their solution in the sense you come up with a product, you should not get love attached to the product so much so that at one point of time you will lose the customer. So what you have to focus in the sense, your product innovation should focus on relevant to the customer. Did customer feel better? So always love the problem statement, not the solution. When you really get attached towards the problem statement, you will get better product. When you start attaching to the product, then you won't listen to the customers sayings. Okay, so that like customers suggestions, customers feelings. So in that case, product innovation in the sense you have to more and more customer relevant and more novelty and utility and more better product compared to others in the way of competition. Then that is called problem. So can you change this? For example, like a woman, a construction worker carrying all these things. Is there any kind of innovation like we will do about it? Can you do something about it? Or it is across discipline, it is across technology. Don't think like only I have to think about rocket science. We have in India, developing countries like India, we have a lot of problems related to it. So that only they are conducting a lot of Smart India hackathon with real world problems. So can you do something about it? Yes. So a student designed this. Okay, this is what a design meets the demand. Like a particular carrying design where she can able to carry the goods over there and then with a bag and then the bricks. So look at it, the picture of this and this, how much transformation is this? So this is called based on the customer needs, they will do it. Okay, you have to design it. So then definitely it's a kind of product. Okay, and can you do something about it? Like every day, most of the time, if power cuts is there and prolonged power cut is there, like like a city like Chennai, if any cyclone or something like that has been formed, all the inverter backups and all these things will go within one day. Then at the second day, from second day onwards, we'll completely rely on the candles. So all the candles are wasted here. So can you do something about it? This is called a product design. How to reuse the candle. All the melted part of candle will settle at the base again. Then again, one more candle newly formed so that you can able to reuse it again. So all these things are something called an empathy and understanding the customer. And can you change this? Like this is a conventional junction box that we use. And again, we will buy this, we'll use it. And the problem is you have to again store it somewhere and multiple use, you have to do it. Every room we have to buy one with this extension box. So it should be user friendly and innovative. Why not an extension cord like this in the first picture? And the second one is in the center one is it's wireless. On top of it, you can place even the mobile wireless charging facility is there. And entirely all the other things, you have USB chargers. And here you see multi-pin charge in the wall itself. So all these things should be customer friendly. And you have to understand the customer, like then you have to launch this particular product. So that you will have early adopters. Early adopters are nothing but those who are eagerly waiting for the product. Like for example, iPhone. We all heard of like there are a lot of iPhone lovers, and then the iPhone somebody will be there against iPhone. what is there in it and why people are crazy about it. But still, the technology they use and the safety measures and the quality of refinement of the tech is really important. So that they are waiting for iPhone for the next model to come, because that is called early adopters. So they really believe in that particular technology. And next one is like this. See, iron board. There is a purpose. Of course, it's consumed space. After you press your cloth, and then either it has to be folded, it has to be kept somewhere. All these things are wasted, and it is not repurposed. Like, they are not reusing this particular technology. And look at it. A person designed this iron board where you can use the cloth, at the same time you can use it as a mirror. So there should be a multi-purpose for everything that we buy these days. And innovation can be something logical and something doable, so everybody can able to use it. Okay, and something like this. See, space saving ideas. You can use it as a frame, and at the same time you can use it as a dining table. So everybody seen across this, across all the parks. You go there and bird shit will be there, and every time you have to either you clean it and then sit, or otherwise at the routine, the day they will come and they will clean it, and then next day the bench will be clean, will be sitting it, and nobody will be using the bench. A lot of drawbacks are there in a dirty park bench. So that this is a kind of rollover bench. Okay, I think it has been deployed in Japan. So if the park bench is dirty, you can just roll over, and so that the new bench will come at the top, new space, so that you can sit on it. It will be clean. So every day they will be cleaning it. So something like this is what need. Okay, something like this have utility, and something like this have innovation. So this is how we are talking about. And even sometimes we'll think like, what spoon is something, if you can able to do in spoon, that is reinventing a wheel or something like that. But we have technology. What can we do with the technology? That's really matter. We have rocket science. Can we do something about it? We have IoT, and we have all the sort of using it in our life is important. Where it has been used for Alzheimer's patients, because their hands will be shaking. Even not even the Alzheimer's patient, like old people, their hands will be shaking. They can't able to use a spoon. The food will be spilled off. So the spoon is automatically having the stabilizing technology, so that the food won't spill off and they can eat by their own. So this is a kind of a beautiful invention to give a beautiful example for design thinking, which Shubhashree ma'am going to take in the next half of the session. So there, the particular inventor analyzed what is the feeling of the old age persons, and then the Alzheimer's patients, where they can't able to eat by their own, so that they developed this particular thing. This is called empathy. You should always have empathy on the customers. So how do they feel? How do they write? How do they say the problem? How do they the problem? How do they do? Currently what they are doing about the problem. All these things you have to list out, and then you have to make the particular product that which you're going to do. So again, I'm coming up. It's an idea. Basically, it's an idea, and it should fit in the viable in marketplace. How many customers you have? Okay, that is really important. We are not going to talk about business here. We are not going to talk about only selling. You have to sell, and then only it is innovation. Not like that. But still, your problem statement should at least have a potential customers, and then it should be possible with the technology. Possible with the technology in the sense, it should not be too high in cost. Okay, it should be affordable by the particular niche area of customers, and it should be desirable to the users. User friendliness is really important, because once an incubator manager and came and meet when we are discussing, he's just stating that a kind of walking stick for blind people. and almost about 72 features were included in it. But still, when they tested with customers, out of the 72, about 50 features that the blind people does not want. They consider that as an annoying parameter. So they eliminated all the 50, and 12 excellent features that they need is been attached, and that came as a next prototype for the stick. Okay, the walking stick 2.0, which they manufactured, almost they removed 50 features because desirable to the user is important. We are not talking about like more and more features included, and then it spoils everything. For example, in mobile, we have everything. We can make a call, we can make a video call, we have radio in it, we have everything in it, but are we really using it? That's really important. At some point of time, radio, the old radio is what we are going for right now. We are not listening to the radio that which is already having in the mobile. So that is called desirable to the user. So then finally it comes to innovation. So objective two, you have to learn about like what is global innovation index. Everybody is talking about global innovation index, and are we doing anything related to it? Okay, what is the stand of India towards it? So global innovation index, which has like we have all the index. Well, we have happiness index, we have all sort of indexes. If you can go and search it in net. In terms of country, how the country is focusing towards innovation is what plotted by Global Innovation Index, which has input and outputs. What are the inputs? Institutions and human capital research, infrastructure, market sophistication, business sophistication are the country is providing to you. Output is knowledge and the technical outputs, creative outputs. Two outputs they have given. Okay. And in Global Innovation Index 2020, we are in 48th rank. In top 50 we came. Okay. But we are considering China as a competent, like tough competitor. But China's ranking in Global Innovation Index is in 14th rank. Where we are lagging, we have something called creative outputs and the creative inputs. And inputs, we are really good, like generating ideas, select decision making, and road mapping, investment in learning. All these things, Indians are really good, and outputs we are really bad. Like products, process, services that we do for our own idea is very less. Like filing the patents. China is leading in patents. Top 10 countries, no, China is in leading in IPR index. We have again IPR index. We are very poor when compared to China. So India is taking enough steps to move ahead in global innovation index, at least to capture in top 20th rank is the second target. So, but still, what we are lagging is the intangible assets. That means creative goods and services that we are going to manufacture based on ideas. Our ideas are remain ideas. That's a problem. How are you going to convert that idea into an innovation? So when you want to convert into an innovation, you have to protect your idea. Then you have to file a patent. So a lot of things are there within it. But we have to understand what is the stand of ranking in India. So to make you understand how to be innovative and how to make customer-driven activities, the objective 3. So problem worth solving. You're not going to solve all the problems, right? So worthy problems only you have to solve. You have all the ideas. For example, I have something related to pen, something related to mobile, something related to mouse. So which one I need to focus? So what is sizable TAM, total addressable market? If I am addressing to the pen market, how much is my total addressable market? And if I'm addressing a problem statement related to mouse, how much is a user? All these things you have to identify. And customer driven innovation. Customer should have a problem towards this particular mouse, and customer should have problems related to the pen. So then you have to, based on the problem severity, if you focus, then you have problem worth solving. So I will just tell you that how you have to go towards it. Okay. So 10 valid points about how to choose the customer driven innovation and move towards entrepreneurship. Number 1, So you have to go out and look around. Okay, you sit with a laptop or sit in your room, sitting in your class or sitting in your home, doesn't matter. You have to go out. Okay, that is called, we have a separate exercise, something called get out of the building. Go up. That is nothing but take a survey. Go out, look around, and identify a problem statement that you can spot. Need to brainstorm the character and then use the Google. Okay, later search the facts about the particular problem statement and explain the context well. That's what I said. Context. Again, this is not about content. Context is full understand of something. Okay, you have to understand what is the problem statement completely. If you're starting from your home and reaching your college destination, you face any problem statement nearby, that means related to MTC buses or traffic or the mobile charge or whatever the problem statement that you face, you can pin down it, and you have to sit with your friends or mentors, faculties, okay, and then discuss, brainstorm, and then is there any need, how we can provide an effective solution for it, and then Google it, find out few data which already is done, and if already done, why it is not in market. Lot of there is always a room to brainstorm. Okay, you can sit and discuss with your own right mind people. Okay, that is really important. If you sit and discuss with your friends and they will just make a fun out of it, it doesn't matter, but still right-minded people you have to choose and form a team and then discuss with them. Okay, that is really important. Then only you will get the context of the problem statement. Number one. Number two, what opportunity can you perceive from the above problem? Okay, you just sit there and then identify the problem. What opportunity can you do something about it? Okay, is it possible to do something related? Is it related to your interest? Is it related to your core competence? That you have to identify. Number two. Number three, who is the customer? There is a confusion here, like, what is customer and consumer? Customer is the one who buy the product and consumer is the one who use the product. For example, the baby products, who is the customer is? Customer is the one who buy it and baby is the one to use it. We have to satisfy the both, and you cannot satisfy only the customer by providing providing a cheaper product, but still the baby has to use it, and the baby should not cry for a long period of time if they use diaper or some kind of products like this. So it has to satisfy the both needs of both. Sometimes the customer and consumer will be the same. If you buy the mobile phone, the customer and consumer is same. If your dad is buying the mobile phone and give it to you, then the customer is your dad and the consumer is you. So you have to understand for your problem statement, I'm going to make a solution, and the solution should focus on whom. Okay. And most of the time you should not say government is my customer, because when you release your product, government won't buy immediately. You have to prove yourself for a long period of time, and then only you have to go for the other means, these things like filing a quotation and all these things. Okay, so number four, what is number four according to customer? What are all the main problems? Okay, like for example, if I say this pen is not writing properly, so what is the main problem of this particular pen? Understand the customer's pain points. So maybe the grip of the pen, maybe the needle of the pen, which is very pointy or something like that. Maybe the ink usage, okay, and maybe the appearance of the pen. So appearance and all will come in, very mild problem. So the grip, maybe if I'm a prolonged writer, if you are a student, if you use a pen, if you feel that you fail, you have this pain points in the fingers when you write for a long period of time. So then that's what you have to think about, which is utterly horrible to use the pen for a long period of time. So you have to design a pen in accordingly. It should be soft, at the same time handwriting should be nice. You have to list out the problems associated with the pen, and then you have to come up with the solution. What are the job to be done? That's what I said in the previous thing. You will be listed something. So find out and then write down, because when you capture the customer job to be done, it will be totally different when it comes to expectations. Okay, so customer will be feeling totally different when compared to the other. So in that case, you should be very careful in identifying the job to be done. What are the things your pen has to solve? Right from the appearance to the writing capability, and then to the ink quality, and then the nib quality, all these things matters. And then what job is currently getting done. So right now, how customers are managing to use this pen, that is really important. What type of pen is there? What is the alternative? All these things you have to write it down in number 6. This is number 6. And then estimate the market size of your assumptions. Like for example, if you come up with a better pen than this, then what is your market size? And if you think that only college students will buy my pen if I make in all the aspects job to be done, which is in the previous slide, then if your pen is a really good pen to use it, then what is your market size? How many colleges are there in Chennai? How many colleges are there in entire Tamil Nadu? How many colleges are there in India and global market also? So all these things you have to give it as a assumptions. Here, no need to give the exact number, but still assumptions will do, but approximate numbers. And does this seem to be a problem worth solving? That again, you need to ask your one more question, that whether this is a worth solving. Then you have to explain yourself. Don't convince yourself. You have to convince others. Like for example, don't think like, okay, this is the best problem. This is, so many of them will have this attitude. They will have something in their mind, then they will say this is the best idea. And if they want to share the idea to others, they will say like, oh, this is not a best idea because this kind of idea is already there. Then try to convince themselves that this is a problem worth solving and I have an idea for it. Then if you, number 10 is, if you say like, there is a problem worth solving, then you should you are not getting the problem worth solving. This is not a problem worth solving. Whatever the area that I took, for example, the pen, this is not the problem worth solving. Then look for another problem. Don't stick on to the same problem statement. Move on. Okay, that's the 10th one. And in the all above 10 steps, you have to use this empathize each and every step. You have to engage with the customer. When you sit and encourage the problem statement, customer should be there. When you give a solution, customer should be there. When you get your pain points, customer should be there. So you have to always listen to the customers and observe and then empathize. Okay, if I say this shoe is not comfortable for me, you won't understand. So you have to put my shoes and then find out what particular area really I am not feeling comfortable. Okay, then you can design a beautiful shoe for me. So objective 4 of this talk, to inculcate the spirit of entrepreneurship within. You're already in the perfect ecosystem. Okay, our university and Dr.APJ Abdul Kalam Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship is there. And Abdul Kalam said a beautiful quote that, in a present context, the education system has been designed to see we generate a large number of employment generators, not employment seekers. The same motto our chairman and president has been following. And we should be job creators, not the job seekers. So in that case, Kalam vision is not a mere quote. He didn't say like, this is my vision or something like that. He also gave a perfect roadmap, to how to achieve the goal. The first one he said is the education system should prepare students to get oriented towards setting up an enterprises and will provide them creativity, freedom, ability to generate wealth. And already we are doing it. Our university is the top 25 institution in area ranking. Okay, that is Abdul ranking for institution on innovation achievements. And then we do have this 4.5 star in MHRD's Institution Innovation Council related to involvement of students and faculties towards innovation. And we do have the funding mechanism, like ability to generate wealth in the sense seed funding has been given by Dr.M.G.R.IIC, NewGen IEDC to practice your own venture. And then we do have facilitating IPR cell. Dr. Anandi ma'am in EC is in charge for that. Uh, uh, if you having an idea to, which is really important and you want to commercialize it, the first thing is to protect your idea. Then you can contact ma'am for, filing your patent. Okay, that is really important. Don't think that, okay, I'm a BTech student, I should not patent now, I have to wait for PG or PhD. It doesn't matter, because 5 years back paper publishing is so important, and now patenting is so important than paper publishing. So everything is getting changed day by day, so you should be ahead of in all the names. And then we do promote entrepreneurship education through the trained faculty of AKC, and we have about 4 innovation ambassadors in our center. So you're already there in the perfect system. Now the second one is the banking system, the VC angel investor funding. So Abdul Kalam clearly mentioned that is the banking system should provide the venture capital to graduate who have aptitude and keenness to create their own new enterprises. So to really get the VC and AI fund, not only VC and AI fund, like for example, there are so many competition, and which was ma'am was also talking about, no, all this international participation and competition participations, all these things comes with pitching. A student should have the ability to pitch. So you have to start, pitching your particular concept ideas from 30 minutes to 3 minutes, at least 3 minutes to 30 minutes. Like you should have 3-minute pitch and 30 minutes pitch. The same concept, you should be ready to explain to someone for 3 minutes and also 30 minutes. And you have to either file a patent first. Okay, publishing and granting is the next stage. Like, you either you file it a provisional specification now, and then if you're in start of the research, then you can file a provisional specification with idea conceptualization. And then later on, within 12 months, you can go and file for complete specification. It doesn't matter, but just start filing the patent. And well documented file will always speak. Like, when you start something, okay, a documentation work is really important when it comes to the banking system. Each and everything, like what you have done, what is the achievement, and what is the things that your SWOT analysis, all these things you have to, and what you've done about SWOT analysis. Okay, all these things are really important. So know around you, like, within internal and external, like, Global Innovation Index, Yukti 2.0 portal, Indian knowledge systems. Nowadays, most of the things comes in portal, but do participate in the Smart India hackathons and national innovation contests, because each and everything got the prize money from 1 lakh to 3 lakhs, and in few cases we have up to 50 lakhs of funding. That I'll tell you. We have eCell. You can even join to this number. I'll just forward it to ma'am, and then you can join in the eCell activities, entrepreneurship cell activities. Then in the previous slides, we have been seeing, like, how we created the ecosystem, and then to understand how to use an effectuation principles in your innovation, like, how to convert an innovation into entrepreneurship. That's what I said. The art of innovation is the part of entrepreneurship. So when you've been innovative and you're not done anything related to your venture, your own practice venture or something like that, it's waste of time. So how to convert your innovation into entrepreneurship is what we call it as effectuation principles. And these are the 5 set of principles by Dr. Saraswati, and it was really amazing. Like, most of the time, most of the principles we know it's and bits there, but still with a proper examples and proper way to go towards a venture, if you follow these principles, definitely your innovative practice venture will be ready. Okay, what are the principles are? Bird in hand and affordable loss, lemonade, crazy quilt, pilot in the plane. We'll see one by one. Bird in hand principle is like, start with what your means. Like whatever you have, don't wait for funding. I don't have this, I don't have that. Like, if you say for a long period of time, you can say, but these are the lame reasons that we are giving for not doing the particular work. So whatever you have, start with your means. That means I'm not talking about only the money, that who I am, what I am capable of, what I know. really important. My core competence, what I can do, okay, whom I know, because that is called contact and networking. Okay, do all the thing, and then you will get a beautiful area where you can able to start your work. Second one, affordable loss, like how much you can able to afford. Focus on the downside risk, like there is a proverb, right? Don't put all the eggs in one basket. So limit your risk, and then you just start using it. Okay, this is really important, the second principle. And the third one is leveraging contingencies. Like this is really important in case of a surprise, and sometimes bad news will come. Like sometimes you will get like you won't get that particular product. Then at the end you have to change into other. Like for example, uh, we have 3M mask, right? A company which is manufacturing mask is 3M. And the 3M company initially, what they did was very nice. Like they are into something mining industry. They started their mining in a particular place called Minnesota, and they have dug and dug, and they didn't get the proper ore. So what happened? It was a huge investment failure, and all the money with them is gone. The company is about to bankrupt. Then what happened is they stuck, and then they got a meeting immediately, and then they want to do something about it. And it says, okay, forget about the ore that we are planning to dig out, and now we have to focus what's there in our hand. That is nothing but sand, the entire sand which they dug out. Okay, so they immediately they got something in my mind called sandpaper. At that time they launched the sandpaper, which was huge hit. Okay, and now the company is into everything, into the filters, into the polish industry, paint industry, lot of things they are doing. So the company name is Minnesota Mines and Minerals, PM. So a lot of things are there, like whatever the problems, convert into opportunities. That is what lemonade. Patchwork quilt is fun partnership. Like you want to step into something, like most of the time don't jump in as an individual superhero. So that will work only in the movie. So you have to start collaborating with the right-minded people. That is really important, and so that they will fill the gap of each and every part. Okay, so that you will have an effective team to complete your task. Pilot in the plane, in the sense control versus predict. Sometimes you have patchwork quilt, like you have combination of friends, but one should steer the plane, right? So one has to make decisions. So you just choose one who is going to pilot the particular plane. Okay, so that is really important. So these are the set of principles that you have to understand. What are those? Again, bird in hand, affordable loss, lemonade, patchwork quilt, pilot in the plane. So what is the objective 6, in the sense to motivate you towards contributing the global innovation index, and how to do it? Okay, you have to understand certain concepts, and this is called 6 mantras for innovation. Push you to innovation, like you have to understand we are doing it slow or something like that. The first example is this entire credit goes to Mashelkar, national scientist, Mr. Mashelkar. He's a well-reputed person, and he used to focus a lot about innovation. And this slight credit actually goes to Mashelkar, national scientist. So what is that? What are those? Leapfrog to pole vault, hard to systemic innovation, best practice to next practice, incremental to disruptive innovation, doing well to doing well by doing good. It's nothing but design thinking, and mind mapping. So what are those? Leapfrog to pole vault. So leapfrog to pole vault, in the sense we have largest and best hotel chains in the world, right? And in hotel industry for minimum 50 years they were there. You know, they are day by day they have been expanding their horizons, but still Airbnb is the one who started, in a less period of time. They are the number one in hotel chain. Now, because of pandemic, they have been ready. Their shares has been reduced, but still, like that in India, we have this Oyo rooms. So they are less than 10 years and they have captured the market. So this is called leapfrog to pole vault. Aim higher and then achieve higher. And Juhad to systemic innovation, in the sense we have something like this, innovations. If you don't have road roller, can you convert a tractor into a road roller? They have done because they don't have enough resources. So this is really, we have to understand Juhad. What is the principles of Juhad? Like, you go to the bachelor's room, you get this, okay, instant heaters. We really have to appreciate these guys, because whatever, I even saw like some of the friends who put the omelette in the back of the iron box. It doesn't matter that their job is getting done. That is really important. The pain points is getting solved and the job is getting done. You get the instant hot water here in the pipeline. At the same time, who knows, because this is will be converted into a kind of innovation, and gas heaters has been formed. Lot of things are there. So these fellow does not have enough resources. They converted with the resources which is available into technology. So something like this, it might be against to traffic norms or whatever it is, but still, just think it of a kind of mobility which related to this. And look at it. We have the other end corner. We have CFL bulb, but this is not the CFL bulb. In the center, which is nothing but a 2-liter Coke bottle, which has been filled with water and chlorine, so that at the peak sunny day, then entire room will be illuminated. So they converted this old tank into a shed. Who knows? Because many of the household nowadays, it's come in the open bike park, open. Sometimes they will be selling a kind of small doom like this. The same syntax company will be manufacturing this. Who knows? So Jugaad is always will be turned into a systemic innovation at a point of time. See a person how he started distributing the milk by sitting in the bike, because he's in such a hurry that every time he had to move on. So look at it. Yeah, look at it. If the diesel motor pump is repaired or something other, they use the bike as a to pump the water. So usually Jugaad principle is they do more with the less. What is available resources, they will do more. They have a lot of flexibilities in using this, right? They won't use pen for writing alone. They use for pen for everything, and which is they are passionate about to solve the particular problem. That is what we have to take out from the Jugaad. What we have to take out in the sense, the passion to solve a particular problem statement with the available resources. Third one is best practice to next practice. Third mantra. So we have something called ECG monitors, and all these rubber tapes will be there, and a lot of wires. We have to apply gel and we have to connect it. But nowadays, the credit card size ECG monitor came, and we have a lot of gadgets also nowadays. But still, there is a lot of debate is going on with the accuracy. But this device, which a person developed, is have a good range of accuracy. And non-invasive hemoglobin test using photolithosmography, spectrophotometer, and advanced software for photon scattering. They made it. See, usually you want to test the hemoglobin, it will cost around 150 or something like that in the laboratory. But this fellow developed, a Michigan Indian fellow developed this non-invasive hemoglobin test, only 10 rupees, and that too accurate. So he's a founder of Biosense Technology. This is called best practice to next practice. Already there is something called best practice to evaluate the hemoglobin content, but can you do something more interesting? That is without puncturing your vein. Something called breast cancer screening here. They have a mouse-sized device where you can able to scan the breast cancer, that is mammogram. Usually it takes around 1,500 to 5,000 for screening of mammogram for breast cancer. They use, if you use device, this is cost around 50 rupees. So how much affordability, how much it has been reduced is really important. It is ultra portable, accurate, minimal training is required, wireless and cloud connected, and also shows instant results. Next one, incremental to disruptive innovation. Always don't go for incremental. Okay, and you should be go for disruptive technology. Your idea should be revolutionary. Your idea should be new to the world. Usually introduced by new entrants, like the problem solvers. Okay, and it should be creative, new performing, creates new performing improvements, not just feature improvement. Like it should performance upside down. If you say like a bike I'm inventing 1 liter of petrol and then it has to go for 200 kilometers, that's called performance improvements. Okay, and then just existing products and market services it has, and disruptive thing it has creative new market and services. So India is a leader in disruptive innovation in surgery. Okay, so fifth point is doing well by doing good. Something really beautiful that which ma'am is going to tell you in the next session, which is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. I don't want to talk so much about this because ma'am's session is on it. And then mind mapping is the first to pitch your idea. Like, whatever you problem statement you find, take a big chart, write down in center, what is the benefits, what is the planning, how to achieve your goal, creativity, productivity, collaboration, who is your teamwork, how to share, everything is just plotted out in the mind mapping. So an IFS officer who just created this copper lined bamboo bottles to replace the plastic, which was like a good innovation. And a real smartphone, like it's an easy phone for children to call. Okay, if they're going for a tuition, if they have to just press the photograph, so that call will go. Okay, small kids I'm talking about. So, and anytime you can call back and listen what's happening over there. That is really important. That all you can done without their knowledge. You can do it. So this is a very good feature for this is what I'm talking about. For this mobile phone, who is the customer? Customer or the parents? Consumer is the kids. Those are going to use. So you have to design the phone also based on the kids' expertise, like level, like kids' level of understanding. Okay. So this is how they've done it beautifully for this phone. And innovation like this, Agnikul Cosmos. We all think about 3D printing. We all do 3D printing. There is a bio 3D printing. All these things is nowadays it's a trend. But 3D printing a rocket, they have done Agnikul Cosmos. They have they filed a patent and they have a tie-up with ISRO. They are doing a lot of things. Rocket engine and rocket other parts, they are making it by 3D printing. Amazingly they are doing it. They have interacted with Prime Minister and they have interacted with most higher officials. I think by within 2 years of span of time, their rocket will be launched. And most of the time it comes through interdepartmental projects too. So this is a person who designed the cane-based prosthetic limbs for a disabled person. Okay, and it was a huge hit because the Jaipur foot, which it's current option which they have, it's about 3 kgs, and this one is about 800 grams. So weight has been drastically reduced, and this is very rigid, and they can able to run, play, and dance with this particular prosthetic limb. Something like this innovation, Ulta Chata, which is nothing but just capturing the rainwater and then filters, and then it just sent to the sun. At the same time, it acts as a roof. How innovative they are. Something like bioplastics. All these things are innovation. And self-repairing roads. Okay. So hydrophilic nano coating is there. Whenever crack appears, automatically, it gives an hydration capacity, and then it's just unhydrate the cement and then put more silicates to seal the particular crack. So India is a land of opportunity. Currently focused on innovation and entrepreneurship. We have a number of schemes. We have NewGen IEDC, NIM, TLI, and then Kite Flying Fund, Mahindra Field. Both the private and the government partnership, they have this. Failed innovation, now it has been changed into Futurize, New India Fund, Beyonders from Reliance, and Daring to Try from Tata, and Atal Innovation Center, DSTs. We have DST TBI, Technology Business Incubators. They fund for up to 10 lakhs for scaling up. and the BIRAC, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, they fund up to 50 lakhs. Don't think that for BIRAC, other departments cannot able to apply. Every department can. You can form an interdisciplinary team with the biotechnology students. So you can also find. You can also apply for this. That's the beauty of it. Like the government always wants you to think and apply with an interdisciplinary approach. Okay, Vain India Fund, T Hub Fund. Okay, lot of the funding opportunity is there. If you start believing in yourself and you're already halfway there. Okay, so all the concepts which I listed today, it's all about being innovative and also make our university to grow and make yourself to grow, make the nation grow. That part is really important. Okay, so thank you so much. Um,
Thank you, sir, for the innovative and motivative and brainstorming speech on innovation, starting with Objective 1, contextual content of innovation. Objective 2, Global Innovation Index. Objective 3, problem with solving customer driven innovation. And Objective 4, to include the ideas. And Objective 5, Objective 6, to practically motivate and design available resource to the principal. Sir, you have given us the ideas, opportunities focusing on how we can think innovatively. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you, ma'am.
I would like to invite Dr. N.S. Shubhashree, Dean E&S, Convener of Dr.M.G.R.IIC,
You should be enthusiastic. You should be creative. Creative and innovation goes hand in hand together. And you should be good in decision making. And you should have perseverance. What is perseverance? You should not run away seeing the problems, right? So you have to face the problems. And if you're going to be an innovator, if you're going to be a job creator, we have to provide innovative solutions, right? So you should not run away seeing the problem. So when you're talking about all these things, there are some barriers that comes into play. Definitely, everybody will have something, some hardships to go on. How to overcome that? Okay. So one of the thing, I'm not going to talk about all. One of the thing is the communication, which everybody finds difficult. Even though we have everything with us, the communication only makes us to convince the others. Okay. So only through the communication we need to convince others. We need emotional. Some if you're going to be emotional, so that and you have to go take a work the to mind. It's a definitely design thing. It's a non-native. It is what which user. For if someone defines yourself, how to see a problem, all one possibility you have the basic concept. So it's not okay. Read the when in the one how to fix the should realize to be in everybody in taking opportunity on your idea. Okay. Now very right. So that from they used word even in an institution, right? The students are called customers. Okay, the students are called customers. So every customer is depending on the situation, it will change. In an academic institution, we say students, the parents, in industry, in corporate. we say the workers, like that. We have so many different types of customers, but the general name is given as customer. So we have to generate a customer journey map. So what is a customer journey map? Why should I develop it? Now I am asking you to empathize. I'll give you an example. Have, right? Of course, you are talking about the patient who are conscious, who are unconscious, we do not know, but who are conscious, right? So this is, I'm giving an example for a empathetic mindset. So always we should see from others' perspective. Okay. Now, so so we need to have a customer journey map. What is the customer journey map is going to have? You should have a name. It can be fictional, no problem. The age also matters. For example, you are having a product. You should define your product for which age group and only to those age group, right? So all these things you have to put it in a customer journey map. Now, what is this customer journey map? Right? I told you to write something. I told you to record something. When you write it in a paper, what do we do? Normally, we strike it off. Right? So it will be confusing. So I'm going to give you a technique called sticky note technique. All of you are aware of sticky notes. So you're going to write each and every step in a sticky note so that you can exchange it or interchange it according to the logical sequence. Okay. So a customer journey map is nothing but it's a sticky note technique through which you are going to empathize someone. Okay. So all these are the details that a customer journey map should have. Now I have empathized and I have to go to my next stage. Now in this context also, I would like to give another example of a teacher and a student. Now let me give an example of a teacher and a student. Teacher has a problem, student has some other problem. Both goes to a student like you who is a innovative mindset or who is a design thinker. Okay. The teacher goes to one student who is a design thinker now. Right? you have developed a innovative mindset and you are a design thinker. You are going to provide solution. The teacher, imagine myself coming and saying, see, so and so, one student in my class always comes late to my class, or he skips my class, he never attends my class. Okay, my problem. Somehow you make the student to attend my class. This is the problem from the teacher's side. Now what do? I give some A or X as the name. Now the design thinker, as a design thinker, what you do? You call that person, the student, and you ask, A, what is your problem? Why are you not attending that madam's class? See, otherwise your attendance will go. All these things. What the student say? See, sir, actually what happens is the madam is going very fast. I'm not able to understand what she is telling. So just for attendance, if I sit, it is of no use. So I'm skipping her class. So what is the student's point of view? The student is not able to understand. Why he is not able to understand? The teacher is going fast. Now the design thinker comes to the teacher and asks, see madam, you are going fast. That is why the student is not able to understand. Please be slow. Then what the expectation, or what do you expect the teacher to say? The teacher will say, no, I cannot be slow because I have to have my target to be achieved. I have to complete the syllabus. No other go, I have to. So now we have got a problem, right? Now we have to move to analyze stage. So what is the analyze stage? Now if you look at the screen, I have given you two approach. One is the multi-why approach. It is a kiddish approach. You might have seen all the kids asking why. If you tell one sentence, they'll ask why, again a why, right? So the same approach you're going to use here. Now what is the use of this? Now when I said you are going to give a problem, identify a problem and give an innovative solution, and also I told you, you cannot give one-stop solution to a complex problem, right? You have to break the problem into smaller units and you have to go to the root cause of the problem to provide a solution. So this multi-why approach will allow you to go to the root cause of the problem, okay, or break the problems into smaller units. As I told you, you cannot give a solution, single solution for a very complex problem. That's not possible. So the multi-why approach, use the multi-why approach, ask questions. One problem is there, then something is there, ask why, then you will get an answer for that. Put it again and ask why. At least minimum 5 whys you ask, so that, right, you come to the root cause, or you can break the problem into smaller units. Now take one particular problem and try to give a solution. Now coming back to our example, I said the teacher, the student. The teacher has to go fast. She has to finish the portion. At the same time, the student should come and attend her class. What is the problem on student side? Student is not attending. Why he is not attending? Because he cannot understand. The teacher is going fast. Right? Now comes the conflict of interest. Look at the screen. I've given conflict of interest. Now, what is the conflict of interest? You are a design thinker. You have a teacher who needs to complete the portion, shows she has to go fast. You have a student who can understand if the teacher goes slow, right? So from the student point of view, the teacher should be slow so that the student can understand. From the teacher's point of view, the teacher has to be fast. So what is the conflict of interest? Now I have to satisfy both. I have to give a solution in such a way that I satisfy the student as well as the teacher. Okay, so our problem now becomes simpler, and the solution what you're going to give should address this conflict of interest. Okay, so that is your analyze stage. Okay, so now what do? I have to address the conflict of interest. So what do? Now I move on to the solve stage. I have empathized, I got a solution, I asked multiple why, I've got conflict of interest. Okay, I've got two contradicting problems, right, existing. Now I have to give an innovative solution for this contradicting problem. Okay, so now we move on to solve stage. So what do? You find a solution. So you write so many solutions, okay, one by one. Now I can just say, example. Now the teacher needs to go fast. So what you do? You go to the teacher and say, Madam, So what you can do, you can approach the flipped classroom technique. So you can give the notes, and priorly you can give all the notes to the students. So let the student go through the notes and come to the class so that the student can understand. And the teacher also agrees, and the student, you say, see, student, so and so a student, the teacher is going to give you notes or online contents or video content so that you can listen to it, right, whenever you are free, and then you please come to the class so that you can follow even if the teacher is going fast. Okay, so now what you do, you give a solution. Now we have got a solution. So is it the final stage? No. Why? Because there may be some problem, there may be some problem or some communication wherein the notes may not reach the student on the time, the content may not reach on the time. So what do? You have to solve the problem again. So what do? Coming to the test stage. Now I have given you prototypes or electronic solutions. So just imagine, as a design thinker, you are giving an app, you have developed an app, and you load all the notes or video contents, whatever the teacher provides to you, and the same app is provided to the student. Okay, so now do you think the problem is solved? Yeah, when app is created, the teacher will post the notes, the students will go through. Now the student can understand, even the teacher goes fast, teacher also can go fast to complete the portion. Now do you think is it over? Again, no. Supposing I say the student do not have an Android mobile, or you don't have any facility to operate the app, or the teacher is not technically sound. Again, a problem. So again, for the problem, you have to give a solution. So what do? Again, I move up to my analyze stage. Now the problem is different. I have tested it, but still the problem exists. Now again, I'll go back. Now you need not go to the empathize stage. Already empathy is over. Now come to the analyze stage. Now again take the conflict of interest. Now give a solution. Again solve it and then test it. Okay. So that is why it is called an iterative, repetitive process. Okay. Till you address the conflict of interest to 100%, then only the entire cycle gets stopped. Okay. So this is how you go through the steps of design thinking. Okay, so you have to first, you have to empathize, you have to analyze the problem. So how do you analyze? For empathy, you do customer journey map. For analysis, you do a multi-way approach, and you have to find the conflict of interest and solve it, giving a problem, a solution to the conflict of interest. Then test. How do you test? You should have a prototype or anything that is going to be workable in nature. And then again you iterate, again you go back to analyze stage and repeat the process. Okay, so this is how you do a design thinking. So what you have done? You have done empathize or empathy through people. You have analyzed the problems through analyze. You have solved by giving a solution, and you have tested by giving a concept. The concept is your prototype or electronic solution, whatever you give. Okay, so this is what is the stages in which you can do design thinking. Now, why do you want to do this? If you want to have an innovative mindset, try to apply this. As I told you, it is not only for any startup or any entrepreneur. You can apply the design thinking concept in your day-to-day life, in your academics, in your studies also. Even if you go to a job, this can be applied. So it's a general concept. As I told you, develop your attitude, develop a positive mindset. Wherever you are, whatever you do, that is going to help you to taste the success. Okay. So now I'll just brush through some project ideas. Now I just talked about these things. I just want to just brush through how do you get the ideas. We said we are going to solve some problems that are existing. So how do you get your project ideas? So you can have some success story from your friends or relations, or you can have the experience of any other manufacturers or sales project, even your own experience. And if you are related to the industry, you can examine the input and output, or any government guidelines, you can help in that. Suggestions of financial institutions and development agencies can be done. And local material available of resources can be done. You can investigate on that. Economic and social trends of the economy can be done. what is the latest technological development can be done, and any industrial potential surveys you can do, any projects that is immediately that can be taken and that can be implemented, or any profile like that that you can do. You can go to the trade fairs and visit and find out some ideas, and any psychological need that are uh, that is unfilled, that is not at solved, and any sick unit is there, some unit that is very sick, you can think of reviving it. Okay, so you can get ideas from such sources. I'm just briefing you, I'm just giving you some, there are many. As ENT students you'll be knowing more than this, but these are all the general aspects which I want to. Now why do we want to do this? Because you have to address the economic need. It may be in your area, or if you are in a bigger scale for your state or for your country, you can do. And you should take into account what are all the depriving factors that will have adverse impact, and see that the input output of ratio is optimum, and what is the purpose of the project, right? You should increase, we are all talking about, you're all not job seekers, but you're all job creators. You create a job, right? How productive it is, and how it is used to solve the unemployment problem in your area. So cater to that, so your purpose will be solved. So what are the stages you need to go through? You have a conceptual stage where you talk about all this design thinking, all these things, where your ideas are generated. Then you have a screening stage. You will see the viability of your product ideas or ideas, and the unviable ideas can be eliminated. And identification stage, you have to identify the suitability of your projects, and the pre-feasibility stage where you study everything, right? So as I told you, you should have so many ideas, and all these things can be done only when you work in teams and when you brainstorm your ideas. Okay, so these are the different stages in which you go through, and finally you can have your project design. So the project design have various states. You should have a technical configuration, and what are the performance requirements, the cost estimation, and what is the viability of project